That's
When
the one.
it's green, you're live, so you want to try testing it?
Testing 1, 2, test.
But once you go green, you'll be able to.
Okay, very good.
And listen, but so when it's green, you're live. When it's green, you're on. You want to do it yourself?
Oh, okay, fine.
And if I see that you're talking and it's not on, I'll just manually do it for you.
All right. Yeah, we don't want any live mics, you know what I
I
mean?
got you. So when it's on, your mic's going to be active.
Where is it?
Right here, this little.
That means
Is Pat gonna be on?
Of course she is. She's late for everything. So annoying, you know?
I don't know.
And it's televised in some things.
I know.
You know, she lives alone. She lives in West Hollywood, and she drives. So,
Is this
those are days. Don't ask me to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Yes. Don't ask me to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I shall not ask you.
I'll be happy to.
I shall ask Mr. Michael.
Okay.
so. Where is Esther not coming?
I'm sorry?
Is Esther not coming? Esther.
No.
Hey, Natalie.
No.
I mean, Nadia.
Right. She didn't say why, but no, she's not. She called in.
It's Wednesday, the 24th of May, and it is the annual televised meeting of the West Hollywood Senior Advisory Board. And just as we start, we need to hold up a proclamation by the city noting that it is Senior Month in May of 2023, And this is our wherewithal to have a televised meeting and to bring to the attention of all city residents, and especially the seniors, the fact that seniors are an important part of our community. So without further ado, I'll read the land acknowledgement and then we'll get started. The West Hollywood Senior Advisory Board acknowledges that the land on which we gather, and that is currently known as the City of West Hollywood, is the occupied, unceded, seized territory of the Gabrieleño Tongva and the Gabrieleño Quiche peoples. And I'm calling the meeting to order today at essentially 1400, 2 p.m. And the first thing we have, if Chelsea Byers is present, is a swearing of the board members that have been appointed directly by the City Council. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe we will get started with my direct appointee, John Allendorfer. Would you like to, should we do it down here on the floor? Okay, great.
Your certifications?
Sure, welcome. We'll do one at a time. We'll do one at a time.
Okay, John Allendorfer and Nadia Sutton. There they go.
Good, thank you.
All right, you know the drill. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, John Allendorfer,
I, John Allendorfer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that while serving in the office
that while serving in the office
as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
of the City of West Hollywood,
of the City of West Hollywood,
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the State of California
to the state Constitution of
and the
California
Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the United
that
States,
I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll have you sign this. Official, thank you. All right, we'll have Nadia Sutton come on down. I get the great honor of doing 3 more of these, so bear with us.
Thank you.
All right, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Nadia Sutton,
I, Nadia Sutton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that while serving in the office
that I will serve in the office
as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
of the City of West Hollywood,
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duty
on which I'm about to enter.
about which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yes.
All right, and next up, we are going to do William McNeely, come on down, Philip. And then that's all. You'll be at the next round, I think. I'm not sure. Hello, good to see you. All right, raise your right hand. After me, I, William McNeely,
I, William McNeely,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear,
that while serving in the office
while serving in the office
as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
as member of the Senior Advisory Board
of the City of West Hollywood,
of the City of West Hollywood,
that I will support and defend
that I will support and
the
defend
Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon
Which,
which I'm about to enter.
there you go. Congratulations.
Thank you much.
Phil.
Thank you,
so
Christina.
much. Two. Yep, top one.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Patricia Dixon,
I, Patricia Dixon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that while serving in the office
that while serving in the office
as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
of the City of West
of
Hollywood,
the City of West Hollywood,
that I will support and defend
that I will support and
the
defend
Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United
and the
States
Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for this honor.
Do we have one more, or is that it?
That's all for today.
That's all we have. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Council Member Myers. We appreciate your being here and looking after us. Okay, we have had the swearing in of board members. Now we'll have the roll call. Staff, may we have a calling of the roll?
Board Member Allendorfer,
Here.
Board Member Dixon,
Here.
Board Member Hollingsworth,
Here.
Board Member McNeely,
Here,
Board Member Sutton,
Here.
Chair Walcott.
I'm here. Okay, we are here. We have a quorum, so let us advance. The first opportunity is the chair will entertain a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting. If I hear a
Chair, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance first.
pardon?
The Pledge of Allegiance
I did miss the Pledge of Allegiance. I am sorry. The Pledge of Allegiance. I understand that Mr. Michael Hollingsworth wishes to do that. So if we will all stand, we will pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, that's it. Okay. Now we will have an opportunity to approve the agenda, and I'm entertaining a motion from,
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
okay, Mr. Hollingsworth and Board Member McNeely. Okay, and may we have a calling of the roll for the approval of the agenda?
Board Member Allendorfer,
Aye.
Board Member Dixon,
Aye.
Board Member Hollingsworth,
Aye.
Board Member McNeely,
Aye.
Board Member Sutton,
Aye.
Chair Walkup.
Aye. Very good. We apparently have approved that. Now we have the minutes of the previous meeting. And again, the chair will entertain such a motion from Board Member Allendorfer.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay.
The past
And a
meetings.
second from,
I second it.
a second from Board Member Dixon. Okay. May we have a calling of the roll again, please?
Board Member Allendorfer,
Aye.
Board Member Dixon,
Aye.
Board Member Hollingsworth,
Aye.
Board Member McNeely,
Aye.
Board Member Sutton,
Aye.
Chair Walkup.
Aye. Okay, we seem to be unanimous in our approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Now we have the opportunity for members of the public to address the Senior Advisory Board. And these will be for agenda items of general interest within the purview of the board. Generally, we cannot take the advisory board values your comments pursuant to the Brown Act. It generally cannot take any action on items not listed on the posted agenda. This comment period will be limited to no more than 20 minutes, with 3 minutes assigned for each speaker. And I am advised by staff that we do have a comment by Rick Watts, who is the chair of the Disability Advisory Board. Board Chair Watts.
Thank you. Rick Watts, City of West Hollywood. I'd like to congratulate all of you on your renominations and swearing in as new or current members of the Senior Advisory Board, and welcome you back to live meetings. And it's great to see you all. I'd also like to give congratulations to those whom you will be honoring today. For their work in the community, serving seniors and our community writ large. It is no secret that seniors and persons with disabilities have a lot in common. There is an awful lot of overlap. While we are two distinct bodies and two distinct populations, at one point or another, virtually all of us are going to have one or more disabilities. The City of West Hollywood obviously has a lot of persons with disabilities right now, including perhaps even some of yourselves and certainly some in the audience. The Disabilities Advisory Board will be meeting this evening over at Plummer Park, rooms 5 and 6 at 6 p.m. And among the things that we will be doing is having a legislative review presented by Hernan Molina, the city's legislative liaison, and also to begin the planning process for Disabilities Awareness Month in October. And I'm aware that you folks, because of the COVID pandemic, were unable to have your traditional Senior Health Fair, which is a very successful event, and I'm very sorry that you once again were not able to do it this year because of COVID, but seemingly we are moving sufficiently beyond that. This October, the Disabilities Advisory Board likely again will be having its health screening event in October, and among the things that we will also be discussing this evening as part of our discussions for Disabilities Awareness Month will be putting together plans for that health screening event and perhaps collaborating with the Senior Advisory Board, if you are so interested in pursuing that with us, to put together a joint event in October. And hopefully there are a lot of synergies between the two bodies, and hopefully we can have a very successful event. We work together on that as we do on so many other things. And so I would invite you to perhaps designate a person from your board to attend this evening and to make such a proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Watts. Yes, we have another member of the public that wishes to address us, and that is Eva Angela. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, board. Thank you for having me. My name is Eva Angeloff, and I'm the grants coordinator for the City of West Hollywood in our arts division. I come to you this afternoon, I feel like I'm really loud. I come to you this afternoon to make you aware that our applications for arts grants are available now. The deadline is July 1st. And although I have come to you in the past to bring this to your attention, I just want to highlight that approximately 22% of our applicants are seniors. And this is something that we're really proud of and want to continue to facilitate projects that not only involve and incorporate senior artists, but also the residents and visitors of the community. So I wanted to let you know that the Arts Project Grant, Community Arts Grant, Organizational Development Grant, Transgender Arts Initiative grants are all available now. You don't have to be a resident of the City of West Hollywood to apply. You only have to do a project within a 5-block radius of the City of West Hollywood. Go through the panel review process, be approved and recommended to council, and get funding. So it is my pleasure and honor to facilitate the municipal funding process for arts and culture to be presented here in West Hollywood. And I thank you for being audience and participants in our various programming. And I welcome you to share this opportunity out with those of you in your life. You are not, unfortunately, eligible to apply for a grant, but maybe you know someone who would be a great fit for this project. Reach out to me anytime with questions. Build bridges between anyone who might feel intimidated by the process. I'm an open door, and I'm ready to help anybody enter into what it means to get funding from the City of West Hollywood. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Angela. And I know that many members of our community are interested in arts, and City of West Hollywood, of course, is known for its dedication to the arts of performance and arts of painting and so many things that give life to us and to our city. Into our new business. The first item of new business will be that of Mayor Pro Tem Erickson to present our Senior Month Awards to 2 members of our community. Is he, Mayor Pro Tem here?
Councilmember Byers will be presenting the award.
Oh, she'll be doing that again. Oh, good. Yes, Councilmember Byers. Yes, we will first have a presentation to Tony Malia.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and I just will say that Mayor Pro Tem Erickson's very sorry he's not able to be here. As we know, he works very hard at his job at Planned Parenthood, and he does send his regrets. But I am very honored to be here, and I will. Okay. We're actually going to get started then with Joy Newell, and then we'll go to our second award winner. The City of West Hollywood and its Senior Advisory Board are happy to present the 2023 Senior Award to Joy Newell. Joy is a 42-year resident of West Hollywood and has lived in both West Hollywood West and the Norma Triangle neighborhoods. She holds the distinction of being the first full-time radio news reporter in Los Angeles and has covered many notable events during her career, including the Pentagon Papers trial and Pope John Paul's first visit to the Western Hemisphere in Mexico. In 2015, Joy was appointed to the city's Senior Advisory Board, a role she has held up until recently. And although she's unable to attend today's meeting in person, she's provided a written statement which will be read by the staff on her behalf.
Thank you, Councilmember Byers. So we did not receive a statement by the start of the meeting, but we wanted to share that Joy's daughter told us that she was very touched by the board's choice to honor her, and we'll send her the plaque in the mail.
Thank you. We should give a round of applause to Joy. Okay, and now our second award winner, Tony Malia. The City of West Hollywood and its Senior Advisory Board are happy to present the 2023 Senior Award to Tony Malia. Tony is also a longtime West Hollywood resident and was involved in the movement that led to cityhood. Tony is also a former president of West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and West Hollywood Marketing Corporation, which later became Visit West Hollywood. Tony has also served on the City of West Hollywood Insurance Committee after cityhood. Tony has a long history of service to the city and today is being recognized for being an extraordinary older adult. Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you very much. This is quite an honor. I was 24 years old when I first came to West Hollywood, and since I'm going to be 90 in about 63 days, that's been a long time ago. West Hollywood was very different then than it is now, and its growth has just been incredible that I've been able to see as it happened. But one of the things that has been really important to me are all the heroes and the really dedicated people that have engaged in the development of this city. It is what it is today because of them. And I'm very pleased to have been part of their lives and they part of mine. Thank you again for this award. I appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Councilmember Byers. Okay, in our annual meeting, we always try to show you who we are so that we can help you better. And to do that, we're going to have board member introductions and comments. So we'll start with Mr. Allendorfer, Board Member Allendorfer, who will continue across the dais here with me last. If you will make your introduction and comment, please.
Okay. Well, thank you, Chair Walkup, and good afternoon to our guests and the viewing public. I have been on the Senior Advisory Board since 2015, but I have lived in West Hollywood for over 40 years, a little before and since it became a city. I can remember, I'm going to be dating myself, but I can remember dancing at Disco Studio One with John Heilman and him talking about WeHo should become a city. In fact, even had Sunday meetings too, but studio, went to the disco, had to sleep it off. My first board to serve on was the then short title Gay and Lesbian Board. It was the first lesbian gay board, which did not include the QT+, but now it does, and it's all encompassing, and that's great. And that was the first board I was on. I have been an activist throughout the years, serving on a couple of steering committees for the city, and I ran for city council in 2015. I did not win, but I still wanted to be of service to this great city, so I applied for a commission or a board, and I was appointed to the Senior Advisory Board. Being on the Senior Advisory Board has been a fulfilling opportunity to keep the concerns of our seniors and older adults in the forefront of our city. One project I am very proud of is the Seniors in Action program, which was initiated by myself, board member Pat Dixon, and former board member Joy Newell, who is being honored this afternoon. We've been doing this for 4 years. We meet upstairs in the community room once a month, and it's one of the few places where seniors and older adults can get together on the west side and make use of the park. So I thank the city and the Jewish Family Services, Marina, for helping out too, making that a good project. The problems and remedies to aging in place are so important to the community, especially with so many seniors and older adults living longer, and the Senior Advisory Board addresses that. I also, as a slight turn, am a proud member of the SAG-AFTRA union, and speaking strictly for myself, I support the writers' strike. And I want to thank Councilmember Byers for appointing me. Thank you.
Councilmember Sutton.
Yes?
I mean, Board Member Sutton, I'm sorry. We just suddenly advanced you to council.
I'm ready.
You're maybe not quite ready, but anyway, here is Board Member Sutton.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. And yes, you and I must have danced at Studio One together. I have been part of West Hollywood for the last 35 years, And I have been an activist ever since I can remember, since the early days of AIDS and ACT UP, when I was losing my friends and we were on the fight for the lives of the people we loved. And I've never stopped since. I'm always told that I was born with a wooden spoon to cause trouble. And I've had the pleasure of serving this city both on the Lesbian Gay Advisory Board, as it was called then, and the Women's Advisory Board. But now I'm truly honored to serve on this board with some magnificent people, because we are the sum of all the people of this board who with their past are living their lives so powerfully and giving us their wonderful, wonderful experiences. But for myself, I feel that it's really important to make sure that the superb services that the City of West Hollywood does with the great Aging in Place program are being disseminated, because we can find it on our website, but I'm very active in making sure that it gets disseminated to our whole community through advertising in pharmacies, in stores, so that we are actually being seen and so that people can access our services. And I would say to all my fellow older adults is that you matter. We live in this city where we are allowed to live powerfully and independently because of the programs we are given. But now that we are given those tools, it's up to you, it's up to each of us to use those tools. No good leaving the tools in the garden shed. We need to sort of make the flowers bloom. So make your voice heard. We have a superb legislative committee that reports to us regularly. And we make sure that we fight the ageism that is still happening, both across the United States and California for older adults. So it's up to us to make our voices heard and say that we are magnificent, that we are superb, and they are not doing us a favor by giving us our services. We are entitled to them. So make your voice heard, know that you are magnificent and superb, and that one by one, each of you older adults will make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you. And Board Member Dixon.
That's a hard act to follow, I can tell you. Thank you, Nadia and John. I've been on this board, I really don't know how long, but it's when I came on the board, I was the youngest one. Now, I think I'm the oldest one on the board, so it just shows you something's advanced. You know, I came out to LA from New York City, and I lived in LA on Genesee, not in West Hollywood, and they would have city council meetings in Los Angeles. I never knew about them. I never knew that I could have a voice in how, you know, life was constructed in West Hollywood. And sure enough, I moved to West Hollywood, and then I retired. And Barbara Krupa, who was an old-time member, took me to a senior advisory board, and I was shocked. And I just it was a natural formation of. I applied, and I got on the board, and I've been here ever since. My activism actually began during the Vietnam War when I lived in San Francisco with my husband. We lived in New York. We would have people throw red paint at us as we marched down the street against the war. And I think that was probably not the, but I mean, that was a very vital part of my life in realizing that I had something to offer. I'm not very good at this. I don't know what to say. I'm really glad I live in West Hollywood. I feel protected. I really do. I feel that West Hollywood looks out for the older adult. And we have so many services, like Nadia said. And and the hard part is getting that message out to people. During COVID, we would send food. We were sent masks. Larry Block would drive up and down the street handing out masks. Where do you find that? It really is a community, and there's certain things I would like to change, and or don't like about it. But I know that I have the power of my voice. I have the power to come here every other week and say something if I choose to. So I feel I'm getting older, and I know what Rick said. There is a kind of melding. You know, it's hard for me to walk. It's hard for me to figure out things sometimes. And I just know that the staff in West Hollywood is there. You know, we're like the big brothers and sisters of the city, I think. Anyway, I'm very glad to be here, and I'm honored to be on this board, actually. So I thank you all.
Thank you, Board Member Dixon and Board Member McNeely. Your comments, please.
Thank you. Welcome to everybody that's attending, and congratulations to our two honorees. And it's an honor to sit on this dais representing the Senior Advisory Board. I was mentioning to Michael, or no, to Jack earlier, that, you know, not many people get to sit up here. They're down at tables. So it's an honor to, you know, that we are up here representing the Senior Advisory Board. I moved here 33 years ago from New York City, like Pat, and I had visited, vacationed here many times before, and before it was a city. And we even had an apartment on Kings Road for a few years. And I remember people going around getting signatures to make it a city, and I didn't quite understand, you know? But I was a pretty big activist in New York, so I found out pretty quickly. In fact, I went to the Stonewall. It was only open a year and a half, really, originally before the raid every Saturday night. And I was there the second and third night of the raid. So I've been, and then with HIV, there were a lot of different organizations I was with. But I love West Hollywood. It's a beautiful city, first of all. I'm very aesthetic, and I find it to be a beautiful city. And they're always trying to make it more beautiful, no matter how inconvenient it is or loud. But it's worth it when the work is done. You know, there's a lot of seniors here and people disabled, and it seems like there's a lot of people concerned with them or us, and to make it a safer and better city. It's one of the only areas you can actually walk other than Beverly Hills, that the sidewalks are safe to walk on, that there aren't all kinds of big up and down and cracks and stuff like that where you kill yourself. I had none of that written down. I thought I was on the board for 10 years, but I guess not. If, John, you just came on in 2015. It must have been around the same time. I've been, it's easy to live here in health, to be healthy here, and it's not everywhere else, you know. West Hollywood offers seniors and people with disabilities a lot of tools to get around and so on. There's a lot of programs here, almost daily for seniors, and most in Plummer Park, but there are others. There's food programs. I took a one-day housing tour that was offered to us on the board that took us to all the different housing, you know, the city has for low income and so on and so forth. It was an all-day thing. It was amazing. I had no idea that so many buildings I've passed were city housing, you know, for people, you know, at lower income and so on, or seniors. Also, there's the Tuesday, you know, program that John was talking about, which is great, which I went to for years. And it's up here on the west side. I also did a transportation. They offered us for transportation what's offered in the city, and it's amazing. Most people don't even know it. And that was a half day to do that, and with the new routes and that. And I use Ambiance, which is a Lyft type program that the city offers, which is amazingly inexpensive and very helpful. So anyways, that's about it. I just want to tell everybody I'm honored to be on the Senior Advisory Board, and especially to live in this city. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Board Member McNeely. Board Member Hollingsworth.
Hello, my name is Michael Hollingsworth, and I'm honored to be a member of the Senior Advisory Board of West Hollywood. I want to congratulate my friend Tony Melia, who I've known for over 30 years, and you certainly deserve that award. I moved to the city of West Hollywood in October of 1978. I don't remember the exact date, but I think it was on a Thursday, which is interesting because when I first moved to Los Angeles was on a Thursday night in 1974. I think it was March the 8th. And although I ended up living in Ocean Park, I stayed at the Holloway Motel that first night here, and which is now going to be turned into housing for unhoused people, which is another amazing thing the city of West Hollywood does. I also attended opening night of Studio One, and I thought, wow, how amazing is this? I owned and operated a catering business that for 34 years in the city of West Hollywood. And for 17 of those years, my kitchen was in the basement of St. Victor's Church. And I've done so many events for the city council, for mayors coming in and so forth, and at the Pacific Design Center, which is a phenomenal masterpiece of architecture that's sitting right here in the city of West Hollywood. So I have to commend the city for that, the beautiful buildings they're building, the hotels they're opening, and now I see advertisements on television for visiting West Hollywood. So that means it's going to increase our tourist trade. Another thing that West Hollywood has done has been their amazing contribution to the recovery community in West Hollywood, providing meeting rooms and facilities for people that are like at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, which is another phenomenal contribution to the world, is Cedars-Sinai, which is in the city of West Hollywood. As far as our services to seniors, you know, there's our health fair, which we will eventually have back in motion. And we have world-class health care here. There are many urgent cares here. There are so many programs for seniors. But the thing I love about this city is that I feel safe living here. And I feel that I live in a beautiful, clean place. And I was speaking one time with one of our former council members about the unhoused population here, and there's actually a group of people that goes around and talks with them and meets with them and sees what services the city can do for them. That's not something you find any other city in this county. But it's just another thing about West Hollywood being first and foremost in offering services to human beings and life. And Nadia Sutton started an organization for people with AIDS for their pets, which, I mean, who thinks about things like that? That's the kind of thinking that goes on in this city. And I just want to say I want to thank John Erickson for my appointment. And I'm just so proud to be a member of this city of West Hollywood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Board Member Hollingsworth. Okay, it's my turn now. I'm a native of the city right next door to the west, Beverly Hills. And I have had an interesting background, I guess, in terms of my own analysis. I went to UCLA. I became a naval officer and spent 8 years in the naval service, leaving as a lieutenant commander. I went to the University of Idaho to teach naval ROTC, and I remember getting the letter from the man I relieved, and it had as a return address, Moscow. And I thought, my Lord, they're sending me to the Soviet Union. And it was Moscow, Idaho. Then I left the service because I realized that being a gay man, I was not probably going to last much longer in the Navy before I was discovered, and this was long before don't ask, don't tell. So I left the service and went to Utah State University and did all the coursework for a PhD in economics, but my advisor never bothered to have me write a dissertation. Since then, I've moved to West Hollywood. I am now the chair of the board, and I've been on this board now for 12 years or 13 years. I'm a long-term member of the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles, a low base for 35 years. I'm also a professional travel agent or travel advisor with the new terminology, and I've been in over 70 countries on 5 continents. So I've been here and there and everywhere, and yet my home is in West Hollywood, where we have one of the finest city organizations of elected members and appointed staff that do their best to make sure that we as the citizens and the leaders of the city have the best city to present to the world. We are one of 88 cities in Los Angeles County. We are one of the most dense cities in Los Angeles County, and we are a shining example of what can be done if you do it well. So we welcome everyone today to our meeting, and we're going to get now down to real business. And the next item on our calendar for that is the opportunity for our very own Marina Goldstein, who's the Jewish Family Services Activity Coordinator, and she will provide information about recent and upcoming programs sponsored by the West Hollywood Comprehensive Services Center. Marina.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. So, as you all know, May is a very rich month in celebrations. It is the month where we honor Jewish, Asian American, and Pacific Islander heritage. We celebrate Victory Day in Europe. It is the month where we honor teachers, nurses, and of course, mothers. We celebrate it all. Next, please. And as you know, May is older adult senior month. Next. We have held various virtual and in-person activities where we celebrated and entertained our seniors. Next, please. There was a program, Aging is Optional, or Growing Up is Growing Old, sorry. Growing Old is Optional, where we learned about some prominent achievements made by seniors. You see them on the screen right now. Next, please. On May 5th, in partnership with the Russian-speaking advisory board, we held a beautiful event commemorating the 78th anniversary of the Victory Day in Europe. We invited members of the community to join the World War II veterans, their family members, and friends at the World War II Veterans Memorial in Plummer Park to lay flowers and wreaths, share stories, and remember those who fought on the fronts of World War II. Helix Collective Ensemble presented music with a movie camera on Victory in Europe Day and highlighted films and composers with connections to World War II and well-known and recognized by community members. Next, please. We had the festive Mother's Day celebrations at Plummer Park. Next, please. Our participants shared their talents in poetry, singing, and dancing. Next. On April 16th, Jewish Family Service partnered with LA LGBT Senior Services to celebrate National Honor Our LGBT Elders Day. The participants of this event enjoyed the Rainbow Notes Ensemble's performance, desserts, and some prizes that were raffled there. Next, please. We are not done with the celebrations yet. On May 31st, there will be a special film screening of Eddie's World, a story about 101-year-old toy inventor. There will be a talk with the director, who is Eddie's daughter, after the film. Next, please. And as you can see, we have a lot of fun activities, so don't forget to join us at West Hollywood in Plummer Park. I wanted to add, I made this short presentation before I knew any details about Seniors in Action, and I spoke briefly with John before the meeting. They had a session yesterday, and John said 2 new faces came, which is excellent, and we hope it's gonna go back to the numbers they used to have. All right?
Are there any questions for Marina?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your comments and information today. We always look forward monthly to seeing Marina at our meetings. And yes, Pat.
I know. Eventually, I guess. I will be working on that. Yeah. All right. I will work on that, promise.
Thank you, Marina.
Bye.
Okay, and our next item of business is a presentation on services for older adults in West Hollywood. And the Senior Advisory Board will receive a presentation highlighting services and programs from contracted agency partners who provide social services to older adults in West Hollywood. So if we may have that first individual, please, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Camacho, and I'm the Director of Housing Support Services with Alliance for Housing and Healing. Very excited to present after hearing all of you speak. More so because I want to talk about Alliance a little bit in our history. And it seems that we may have some overlaps with what all of you have shared this afternoon. So Alliance has been a 30-year-old organization. Our mission initially was to help homeless individuals diagnosed with HIV/AIDS. But it wasn't until 2019 that the City of West Hollywood granted us Aging in Place grant. This was the very first time we were able to expand to reach a population outside of HIV/AIDS. And I think that that has greatly assisted many individuals, especially as we faced COVID-19. We saw the expansion of Aging in Place. Many seniors in the community were faced with financial struggles, indirectly and directly. Some seniors disclosed that family members had lost their jobs, so maybe older children that were helping them meet rent increases or financial stability weren't able to provide that support. Sorry, I don't know if I'm too close to the mic. But with the Aging in Place grant, they were able to remain housed, especially during such a scary period. So I just wanted to talk about that. And in terms of Alliance, we are going to expand even more. In July of 2021, we merged as a subsidiary with APLA Health, and that has grown our access to connect our clients to a wider range of healthcare, social services, and mental health, along with housing case management. I'm very excited that as of July 1 of this year, we will be fully merged with APLA Health, continuing our housing programs. So Aging in Place. Aging in Place was really a grassroots program designed for seniors to stay in their current place of residence, to help them sustain it with the yearly increases that go along. As we all know, majority of seniors struggle with the harsh realities of high cost of life essentials, housing, food, Medicare. And so it is very important that these programs exist to allow them to have that self-sufficiency and independence. Basic eligibility for this program, you must be a senior, 55 or older, experiencing a rent burden of 50% or more, and have an income based that does not exceed 50% of AMI. As of today, this month, that is less $44,150. So as long as they don't exceed that, they meet the eligibility. And of course, they must be a West Hollywood resident. How do they access the program? They can call the direct line on here or email me directly for assistance. And I just wanted to highlight not just the amount here, but this goes to show that just in the short period that this program was launched, we've been able to assist many seniors in the community, both for the standard aging-in-place rental subsidy and the aging-in-place emergency subsidy that was created as a result of the pandemic. So I'm very thankful for the city and the advocacy that constituents have brought to City Council, as well as City Council allowing us to help these individuals. And thank you.
Do we have any questions for our presenter today? Any observations, questions, how-tos? Yes, how do our listeners and people that are watching us today take use of these various services? Whom may they contact?
They may contact Alliance for Housing and Healing West Hollywood office, and phone number is located on there, 323-656-1107. We can accommodate to meet the clients in the field. If there is any issues with transportation, we'll get transportation for them or have them come into the office, and we'll be happy to assist them.
Good, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we have an opportunity to hear from our wonderful staff that makes this possible, this meeting today, does the setup, does the reception afterwards. And, oh, we have another presenter. I'm sorry. Yes. Yes, indeed. Let's proceed ahead. Yes.
Board members, my name is Marina Berkman, and I'm the director of West Hollywood Comprehensive Service Center Program of Jewish Family Service. Okay, can we go on? I will tell you, I don't know if I'm limited by 5 minutes. Okay, I will try to do that in 5 minutes. So we are part of Jewish Family Service. And our mission statement is that we provide life-improving services that help the people of Los Angeles live with dignity and exercise self-determination. And it fits perfectly with the idea of aging in place when people can decide for themselves, with the help of our services, how long they want to stay in their own home and in the wonderful West Hollywood community. This is the overview of services offered at Jewish Family Service for anybody, including people in West Hollywood, community members of West Hollywood, and I will talk a little bit about those services that are related to the aging population. But if you go to jfsla.org website, you can find all that information over there. Okay, let's start with the food resources. First of all, there is a meal site in the building where our office is located, and I'm sure many of you know where we are, in the community center in Plummer Park. And there is meal site that you can call for information about that, or just stop by and apply for that service. Or people who are homebound can apply for home delivered meals, and always, anyone is invited to call our center and ask social workers to connect them to either of those two services. So the food pantry of Jewish Family Service, the closest location to West Hollywood is in Pico Robertson area. And again, the information is here on the screen, but obviously it's not easy to remember everything that I'm talking about. So again, let me repeat it, call our center and we will help you to get connected to that. We will provide you with detailed information when you can go and pick up groceries. For West Hollywood residents, they're available twice a month. Okay, the services that we provide divided into 3 different programs. One is senior programs, another one is disability for younger adults who live in disabilities in the city of West Hollywood or community members, and activities that Marina G already talked about. And I understand that two Marinas at the same meeting. So in our office, we're distinguished Marina G and Marina B. Okay, I'll talk a little bit more about services for older adults because that's what we are celebrating right now, the Older Adult Month. We offer information and referral to different community services. And by the way, including Alliance for Health and Healing, we can connect people who call us who are behind on their rent, and we connect them with that wonderful, amazing service. We refer people to governmental benefits. We tell about those benefits that people can be eligible for. We provide advocacy, case management, and I'll talk about case management in more details, supportive counseling, short-term supportive counseling, homemaking services on a limited basis, but we can do that, and hoarding reduction for people who suffer from hoarding disorder. And under Home Secure Grant, we can offer installation of grab bars, some safety devices like shower benches and walkers, things like that. So what is case management? It's when someone needs ongoing assistance, not just one-time assistance, like with filling out forms, but they need coordination of services, they need support, they would benefit from home visits. And we match social workers with clients for ongoing relationships. So the goal of case management is formulated in the GFS mission statement and the City of West Hollywood strategic plan to provide each person a chance to age in place. I will say a few words about assistance with hoarding reduction because it's a very important thing to maintain healthy and stable housing for people who suffer from this disorder. And the West Hollywood and Jewish Family Service, our program, we collaborate to assist people who suffer from this disorder. And it's been going on for many years, more than 10 years, and we're very appreciative. And we saved many people already by providing hoarding reduction services from being evicted. How we do that? We first of all establish positive and trusting relationship between a social worker and a client. And we help them to find motivation to clean, because not all hoarders are willing to part with their belongings. And then when we actually get them involved and they agree to the cleaning, then the most difficult part starts when the actual cleaning takes place. And some other services that I wanted to mention, Connect service, which is a volunteer-based service. We match volunteers with clients who have ambulatory challenges. For example, they cannot navigate the stairs. They wouldn't be able to bring groceries up the stairs. And you know that there are many buildings in West Hollywood that are two-story, and people get stuck on the second floor without elevators. So volunteers help with that, and they can take clients to doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, post office, whatever they need to do. Another program that I want to mention is telephone reassurance, also run by the volunteers and supervised by our social workers. When volunteers make morning phone calls to clients just to say hello and make sure that they are well. this service is provided to people who are isolated, don't have anybody in their lives, and need that daily support. And community psychiatric resource, we provide referral to psychiatrists who can provide medication maintenance, and this service is offered to people who receive either counseling, supportive counseling from our program, or they are in case management. And I have to tell you that all of that is possible only thanks to the generosity of the city of West Hollywood. And we always acknowledge that. And our programs are funded by the city, supported by the city, and we truly appreciate the collaboration. Please make these services known to people in the community. You are the voice of the community, the voice of older adults, and we appreciate your assistance in referring clients to our wonderful services. Thank you.
Thank you, Marina.
Thank you so much. Do we have questions or comments for her? Any questions or comments? No? Okay.
I think it's
Is there a next presenter?
Yes, we'll be hearing from 3 more West Hollywood programs.
Aha, okay, very good. Thank you so much. And so far, you can see that we have an amazing number of organizations, people, boards, groups, etc., willing to help older adults and seniors and others in our wonderful city. And right now, I recognize Andy Sklar. He is one of my friends for a long time. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair, advisors. It's great to be here. My name is Andy Socker, just like the torte in Vienna for those dessert fans. I have the honor and privilege to oversee the efforts of the West Hollywood Career Center, also known as WehoWorks. And I've been doing this for 5.5 years. It's a passion of mine, it's a job, but it's so much more than that, and I really appreciate it. Who we serve are people that are unemployed, underemployed, people that have been laid off, and now we're seeing a lot of people that want to pivot their careers. They're employed, but they want to try something new. So that's the cross-section of people. You have to be a West Hollywood community member. That means living here, working here, going to school here, owning property, or finding yourself unhoused. So we have a very diverse group of people that we serve. Funding for, you can turn it to the next slide, sorry. Funding for our program is generously provided by the City of West Hollywood and managed by JVS SoCal. I wanted to mention that JVS SoCal has been around since the Depression, and they have been doing vocational services, I think it's for 93 years now. So they're really well prepared, and we consult with our brother and sister offices throughout Southern California. There's about over a dozen offices now. And we're probably the smallest, and I think we're probably the most boutique-like service. It's customized for every single individual. We partner with many organizations, the organizations we see here this afternoon, to provide tools and resources needed by job seekers and to effectively look for a job, which is a whole new kind of thing these days. We work with the Human Services Commission directly, local community service providers, West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, West Hollywood businesses, and other JVS offices. Next slide, please. The services that we provide are comprehensive. We give access to computers and video conferencing thanks to the beautiful facility in the West Hollywood Library that we occupy. We teach people about the high growth industries. We want people to go fishing where there are fish. We post jobs. I have a weekly job blast that anybody can receive. We have some excellent training programs through JVS Works. I'm not going to get into those, but you can go to our website and see all the specialized training programs. I've become a mature worker advocate through this process. As you all know, there's a lot of ageism out there, and the mature worker has so much to offer the community and businesses in general. So it's my pleasure to help bring us all back to the workforce. We help with job search assistance, recruitment events, and we have intense career coaching. What is career coaching? It is one-on-one service with a designated career coach. We have 2 right now, thanks to a little boost in our funding. We identify transferable skills, career interests. We assess people that are kind of wandering and don't know exactly what they want to do. We help them with their interviewing techniques, cover letter writing, resume writing, of course, and networking. Today, we're using LinkedIn quite a bit. New technologies are entering the picture every day. Next slide, please. We offer some additional services through JVS and our partners. Clients may be eligible for other services through our disability program. We have an excellent veterans program that is downtown. We have what's called a rapid response program for those that are newly laid off of their jobs. We go in and help those individuals. We have programs for Native Americans, 55 plus workers, youth, and now we have a brand new immigrant program that is really very busy these days. Next slide, please. It's a two-way kind of relationship that we build with all of our clients. Our intention is not, we can't do everything for our clients. We're not a placement service per se, so we teach clients best practices so that they can be empowered to find these jobs on their own. So the client's responsibilities are to keep us informed of their progress, make their job search a priority, to be open-minded to learning new things, view their job like a job, or their search like a job, and plan their days accordingly. Prepare for interviews. That's the most important thing, is preparation. And we track that progress through case assessment on a daily basis. Next slide, please. Goes without saying that we work with the City of West Hollywood to be equal in opportunity. All services are provided without regard to all of the above, and I'll skip over that. If you'd like to come to our center, please do. Here is my contact information, and I leave it to questions.
Do we have any questions for Andy Skelker? Yes, Nadia.
Yes, first of all, Andy, I want to thank you for the amazing contribution you have done with your passion of really being there with people, older adults who are wanting to continue their careers. You've opened so many paths and so many doors for us. Do you still come across a lot of ageism as you are placing older adults into jobs? And also let us know how we can support you as a board.
Thank you. Well, I'll take the second question first. Get the word out that we exist. It's really hard, especially for workers in West Hollywood, to know about us. We're constantly trying to reach out through various advertising mechanisms, but reaching the workers has been the most challenging. So if you know any businesses, please tell them about our services. We're not going to train their their employees to move on to a different company. What we're there for is anybody that needs our services. Regarding ageism, it's rampant. And over half of our clients are 55 plus. That's a little higher than the average that some of our other offices see. And, you know, sometimes it can be very frustrating. There are certain industries that are more ageist than others. We can talk about that offline. But I think the most important thing that we can do is teach businesses the value of the mature worker, because there's a lot of strange rumors and connotations and misconceptions about the mature worker. I think that the businesses today, this is my personal opinion, not JVS, is that the businesses are suffering from that age apartheid. So, you know, hopefully we can educate the businesses to see the value of the mature worker and what they bring to the table.
Board Member Dixon.
Are there any businesses that are, any fields that are easier for an older person to apply for? Like, I know this town is filled with everyone under 30, but are there any businesses like veterinarian offices, or, do you know what I mean?
I do. I think, you know, it depends on the skill set of the individual. You know, we do teach, you know, kind of bridge the technology divide for those that need the technology and to, you know what the latest Microsoft Office, how that functions and so forth. I would say that more than, there are certain businesses I don't want to say that are not really, that are more ageist, but some of the sectors that are welcoming of mature workers include nonprofit sector. That's a great place for mature workers, but it's not the only place, and I don't want to generalize these things.
The workers?
It depends on the retail establishment. It's really by business by business.
All right. I'm just curious. Thank you.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Andy, for the presentation. Sure. Is it ever possible to do job fairs here in the park or in the library, or is that too big of a thing?
No, that's a great segue. We are having our first in-person job fair on July 7th at Plummer Park. We're partnering with City Job Fairs. They're a big job fair organization, and we have reserved Fiesta Hall. So come and see us. That is on the 7th of July. Public doors open at 11.
Oh, great. Thank you. That's great.
Do we have any other questions or comments for Mr. Zucker? Andy, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We appreciate your presentation. And now we have another presenter that will talk to us about Project Angel Food, Robert Bowler, Director of Programs.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's always good to talk about Project Angel Food, our services, and the services that City of West Hollywood has invested into for the residents. Again, next slide. I am Robert Bowler, and I always like to lead off presentations with our mission because that's what drives everything we do. Although our mission has been tweaked over the years, it's always been about preparing and delivering healthy meals to people impacted by serious illness. You might know that we started in the City of West Hollywood in the late 80s, focused on the AIDS epidemic. And then in the early 2000s, we expanded that mission to other illnesses. And so it's been one part of our agency we've always adapted and grown to continue to serve the needs of the community. When you talk about Project Angel Food, now we're in the medical landscape. So you'll hear about what we produce as medically tailored meals. So when we started helping those with HIV and AIDS, of course, many of the people were coming down with opportunistic infections, different illnesses. So we learned early on that as people began living with HIV and AIDS, that it was important to provide meals that were tailored to different illnesses. So that's, you often hear now the term used, medically tailored meals, in not only the Ryan White program, but also Obamacare, and now the state of California is now seeing the value of meals and how that medically tailored meals, it can help those in need. So next slide, please. And this kind of gets into that a little more detail. It's just kind of, we are now part of the continuum of care. You could see that many services that are available, such as SNAP, CalFresh, food banks, Meals on Wheels, congregate meals, et cetera, are all in the early interventions, prevention of illness. And then there's medically tailored home delivered groceries, and then there's medically tailored home delivered meals. So we are the kind of the most intense of that intervention. Next, please. So I just want to talk about our service team. So we have, as someone is referred to Project Angel Food by their medical provider, the first contact will be with our client services team. So they provide onboarding and setup of their delivery, and as well as other duties. And then, of course, there's also the second person you'll talk to is probably our nutrition, education, and counseling team. That's our registered dietitians who offer individualized counseling, education, et cetera. And then, of course, you go to our kitchen, and that's where the meals are produced. And someone mentioned Cedars earlier. Cedars happened to have a day of service earlier this year, so they were helping us produce the meals, and they also get a label on the meals. Next. And then, of course, home delivery. So that's what we're all about. We're all about delivering the meals, and it's free of charge to eligible residents, City of West Hollywood, but we also deliver all across Los Angeles County. So our meals are delivered to clients' homes weekly. So we used to be, in the beginning, was a daily service. In order to continue our service countywide, we've gone to a weekly frozen meals, and it always has actually worked out better for our clients who are often have medical appointments or very busy schedules. So this way they get all their meals for the week. Next. Just a little bit about who is now qualifying. Again, HIV/AIDS was when I started at the agency 25 years ago, almost 26 years ago. We were primarily HIV/AIDS. Almost 100% of our clients were HIV/AIDS. That is now 14%. We haven't turned our back on that community, but those who need us, it's a smaller portion, and now you'll see the other illnesses that are up there, from Alzheimer's, cancer, heart failure, kidney failure, and diabetes are the top ones. Next. And as I said, we deliver all over Los Angeles County. We, of course, are almost 42% there is in West Hollywood to LA, downtown, and South Los Angeles, kind of our most concentrated area, but we do go countywide. And actually, it's interesting, during the pandemic, areas such as the South Bay and San Gabriel Valley were kind of the areas, and even the West Side were areas that grew because now everyone knows about us. The need expanded. Between 2019 and 2022, we over doubled the number of meals we produce. Next, please. And as this is a senior advisory board, just wanted to throw up there although we don't have age as a qualifying eligibility, as you can see, most of our clients do tend to be older. Next. And as far as our meals and what we offer, and these are the major diet categories. There's a heart healthy, diabetic friendly, renal or kidney friendly, and those are for people on dialysis. And then there's those who are pre-dialysis. This is actually a new diet that we developed because it's such a important thing in preventing someone from going to dialysis. So there's the CKD, chronic kidney disease, kidney-friendly diet. And then there's GI Bland, which is really important for people with for example, cancer, people who are on chemotherapy. That is often good for them because the flavors are more easier to digest. And of course, many people choose vegetarian. And we actually have added recently a no red meat and a no pork so that we give people heart healthy unless it's a meat day or a pork day, and they can then get a vegetarian. For those who want to have more plant-based diet. Next, please. And then we also provide supplements, fresh fruit bags for those who can chew well, and those who have chewing issues may get our fruit cups. We also offer breakfast bags to those tailored for special diets and for those with food insecurity. I see Laura there in the picture. Laura is the lead on our breakfast bags, and she packs every breakfast bag with such care. I just had to throw her name up there because she's amazing, and as so many of our staff are. Also, I've put on there, every West Hollywood resident on service is eligible for up to 3 meals per day. That's one of the investments that the city of West Hollywood made. So most of our clients, we provide just 1 meal a day, maybe, and then the fruit bag, and maybe a breakfast bag if they're food insecure, but as far as the 3 meals a day, that's only a service that we offer mostly just to the West Hollywood residents because of the investment the city has made. And also there's kids breakfast up there as well. So any children that are in the homes of our clients, whether they're children, grandchildren, cousin, doesn't matter. If there's a child in the home, we also will provide it's one of our breakfast bags that's tailored for kids. It's a lot of cereal and milk and those kind of things that kids like. And we found that was important because many of our adult clients who are critically ill were sharing their food with the kids, of course, because many of our residences are food insecure households. So that was just something that we've done, and it's grown, and it's been very popular. Next, please. And just wanted to throw out a shout to the future. And I say future under construction because if you've been to our facility lately, we are at capacity. As I said, before the pandemic, we had capacity, and we're going out there trying to tell everyone, hey, here we are, we got capacity, we can make more meals. And then during the pandemic, everything doubled, and now we were like bursting at the seams. So I can't say anything specific, but we are looking at future expansion. And that's all I have. Thank you again, and if you have any questions.
Yes, Board Member Hollingsworth, would you have a question? Oh, I'm sorry, Board Member Dixon.
I want, how many meals a day? I mean, I volunteered at Project Angel Food when you were on Fountain in Fairfax. And if we had 100 meals that we prepared that day, it was big.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious. I cooked and then I also delivered, but cooking was what I really preferred. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing organization. I have never seen anything like this. Yes. How many meals a day do you approximate?
Sure. First of all, thank you for volunteering. I always want to say thank you for anyone who's ever volunteered.
I loved it. It was a favorite of me. I have news for you.
So yeah, it's 100. I think when I started in '97, we were up into maybe 500. Today we're doing about 3,000 meals a day. So last year we did 1.5 million meals across the county in 2022. It was our biggest year yet, and like I said, we're bursting at the seams. So if we do more than 1.5 million this year, it's bad on me because we have to kind of hold the line because we are really at capacity, and everyone is running out of space and mad at me, and it's. But anyhow, we're moving towards the future. Thank you.
Board Member Allendorfer.
Yes, thank you for the presentation.
Sure, thank you.
In regard to diet, is there a lot of fish?
We have actually increased our fish. For many years, if anyone's been on Project Angel Food or knows someone who has, there was a lot of chicken because, of course, chicken is a very inexpensive protein. Right. But we have heard from our client that, why do we get chicken all the time? So we have been trying to diversify that. And because, of course, a lot of people don't eat red meat or pork, we have been increasing the amount of fish.
Oh, good.
And it's, we've been doing that more often.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your presentation, and we have another one. Thank you. We have our fifth presenter who will talk to us about, there we are. The Disability Community Resource Center, yes.
Yes,
and we have David Kruskal.
Hi there. Thank you for having me. Great to see everybody, a lot of familiar faces. My apologies that I do not have a PowerPoint presentation, but I do have some great information to share. So my name is David Kruskall, and I'm the Community Program Manager at Disability Community Resource Center, otherwise known as DCRC. And for many of you folks who've been in Los Angeles for many years, we used to be known as the West Side Center for Independent Living. We are located in Mar Vista in West LA. We're an independent living center, and we help people with any type of disability to become more independent and self-sufficient in their lives. We've been in Mar Vista, like I mentioned, for about 46 years, and we're one of the second independent living center to open in the United States. The first one was an independent living center in Berkeley, California. In addition to our main office, thanks to our generous contract with the City of West Hollywood, we had a location in West Hollywood. Currently, we're in search of office space. I previously worked at an office space on Santa Monica Boulevard for about 3-4 years. We've had our contract with the city for over 6 years. And in addition, I just wanted to mention, as the community program manager, I also manage our Santa Monica and South Bay Redondo Beach contracts. And we have offices down in Torrance, Santa Monica, and Redondo Beach. And I just wanted to read some important information. So we are an innovative nonprofit organization, and we're dedicated to advancing the independence of Californians with disabilities. DCRC works to support people with disabilities to achieve their independence and self-sufficient through advocacy services, community partnerships, legislation, regulatory advocacy work, education, and outreach. One of the biggest things that we provide our members is abundance of resources, referrals, and a lot of intensive case management for many of our folks. Many of our folks are suffering. We serve very low income, fixed income individuals. The only eligibility for a West Hollywood client is that they have to have a disability, and also that they're affiliated with the City of West Hollywood. Like Andy said, live, work, own a business, or spend a great deal of time in West Hollywood. So disability is defined by something that is a barrier to a major life activity. And we do our very best to work with our members to overcome those barriers and limitations. We do not, kind of unique, we do not require anyone to provide proof of their disability. If the person says they have a disability, then that's all that's needed. We have a variety of wonderful community programs and meetings, and they include mindfulness groups, women's groups, men's groups, Recovery International, LGBTQIA group, Wellness Recovery Action Plan, the Disability Action Group, emotional health support groups, writing groups, Spanish groups, and we also, every other week, we have housing workshops for those that are seeking resources or vacancy listings and learning about subsidy programs such as Section 8. Our core services include advocacy, a lot of individual advocacy, assistive technology or AT services, employment support. We have a contract with Department of Rehabilitation, so we have a very large department with about 7 folks, and they work with folks who are enrolled with the Department of Rehabilitation and provide many of the same services that JVS provides, and Angie mentioned. We also do independent living skills, independent information referral, peer counseling. And we also have a transition program, and it's basically to help individuals that are leaving nursing homes or institutions and assisting them with getting back into the community. So we do have funds to help them, whether it's for their security deposit or furniture or other types of expenses. And I mentioned earlier housing. So we do training and tools to assist people with disabilities and older adults in the location of different affordable and accessible housing throughout Los Angeles. We're located in Mar Vista, but we are doing a lot of extensive outreach in the city of West Hollywood. We collaborate with a number of organizations, including Jewish Family Service, Step Up on Second, Alliance for Housing and Healing, LGBT Center, and more. We have a personal assistance registry, and we maintain a list of personal care assistants available for the disabled people and older adults needing assistance living independently. And we have a personal assistant and benefits department, and that staff member works very, very closely with our West Hollywood members as well as others to connect them to the appropriate caregiver and personal assistant. And also work very close. We have a contract with IHSS, In-Home Supportive Services. In addition to our contract with the City of West Hollywood, we have a contract with the City of Santa Monica. And so I manage that program, and I have two staff that work for me. The two individuals that work for me, I do all the case management and independent living skills for folks in the three areas that I manage, which is South Bay, West Hollywood, and Santa Monica. So the transition program, DCRC provides services that facilitate transition from nursing homes and institutions and provide assistance to those who are at risk. Any questions? And again, I apologize that I do not have
Yes,
help.
please. Yes, Board Member Allendorfer.
Presentation.
My pleasure, and
Yeah.
it's good to see you, by the way.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I'm curious, do you do many veterans?
We don't have any veteran programs. We just refer, if someone is a veteran, we refer them to appropriate program or referrals that they can benefit from. We don't really have a specific division, no. Nice to see you. I just want to say I'm really proud to be a partner with the City of West Hollywood for about 19 years now. I previously worked for JVS SoCal for about 12 and a half years. And I've been with the Disability Community Center for 6.5.
Yes,
And
well, I can assure you that the person directly behind you is extremely interested in those programs. I'm sure that his board members take advantage of them, and that's Rick Watts, who's about 5 or 6 feet behind you. And
Hi,
he'll
Rick,
be
with
happy
the
to.
beautiful pink shirt. Good to see you.
Very good. Thank you very much for your presentation today, and this does conclude the presentation that's arranged by staff.
Thank you.
And we now have the opportunity to hear from our wonderful staff, which has arranged this meeting by television today and has prepared a reception for us at the very end. And staff, do we have comments or observations or questions?
I don't have anything, but Joyce, do you have any items? No items from staff.
You do not. Okay. Given that, then we're going to go into public comment again. Do we have any public comment at this point?
I don't believe so, but if anyone would like to speak, now is the time.
Okay.
No public comment.
So much for public comment. Okay, items from the board. During this time, per section 5.7 of the Senior Advisory Board bylaws, any member of the board may request that an item of business within the board's subject matter jurisdiction be added to a future agenda. For today's agenda, we have had a presentation and the words of Marlena Goldstein in regard to the programs at the Senior Center. Also, this is the appropriate time to introduce motions of adjournment for various reasons. And we will receive reports also from the various liaisons that the city commissions and advisory boards and have for us to consider. So items from the board. Board Member Allendorfer.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying it's been a great meeting. Thank you, Chair Walkup, for conducting it, and it was so good to hear everybody, their personal stories and how they contribute to the city. And I just want to give 2 plugs to the aquatic park up above. It's great, so I encourage seniors, come and go for a swim. There's lap pools and a general pool. If you have a disability or something, it's great. And also next weekend is Gay Pride, so no matter what age you are, go out and celebrate. It's to be celebrated by everybody. So happy Gay Pride.
Thank you. Do we have additional comments? Board Member Sutton?
Yes, first of all, I want to thank you all who attended and those of you who are attending virtually. And you are always welcome to join us because we are only richer because of the input of the people who live here and the older adults who live here. We want you to be part of the solution because we want to celebrate you. I hope you celebrate yourselves and come and join us and make sure that you have your voices heard because you are a magnificent part of our community. Thank you.
Yes, Board Member Dixon, comment, question?
Make an adjournment or in the
Please
name
do.
of- Okay, a very wonderful man in West Hollywood died the other day. His name was John O'Neill, and he was wonderful. I have no words. And I want to thank Joyce and Becky, or Becca, for putting on this great meeting. And Tony, I want to congratulate you. You deserve every minute of this award. And I want to thank my fellow board members for just being here and participating. And the pool is fabulous, but it's closed for a week because of Gay Pride. So for that whole week, the pool is closed. Thank you.
And additional comments? Board McNeely?
Yes, I just want to thank the city people that helped put this together. And again, congratulate the people that were honored, the 2 honorees today. And I want to thank all the people that made tremendous, great presentations. I learned a lot about a lot of programs, and we can pass that on to other people. Thank you.
Board Member Hollingsworth.
Yes, I'd like to just echo what Bill said about all the presentations we had today and all the information we received for seniors and other people who need it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I have a adjournment motion. For those of you that may not have heard, icon singer Tina Turner passed away this morning at age 83. Although I didn't know her personally, I performed for her in that being a member of the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles. A number of years ago, we did a concert full of her music, and I so remember Proud Mary that she sang, and she sang again and again and again, and she was such a great performer, full of energy, full of enthusiasm, and full of life. She also brings to mind a member of a cast in San Francisco was known for 45 years as Beach Blanket Babylon. A look-alike, in a way, did her role in the last several years before it went off after 45 years of being 8 shows a week. There was a young lady who was barely 5 feet tall who did a Glinda the Good Witch performance with a headdress and crown as tall as she was. And then she immediately reappeared on stage as Tina Turner at 5 feet tall with 9 Tina Turner wigs stacked up on top of her head, again making her as tall as she really was. And that young lady mimicked and performed almost as enthusiastically as Tina Turner, but Tina Turner meant so much to me as a person that I was able to perform in behalf of. And speaking of the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles, I want to invite everyone to a concert in the park on the 17th of June, Saturday at 7 p.m. in West Hollywood Park on the lawn. there will be a concert, a free concert sponsored by the City of West Hollywood with a grant to the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles, and we will be doing music from past concerts, and we will be doing music from our concert to come in the latter part of June this year of Disney Pride. This concert has been performed by the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus. It's being performed by the Boston Chorus, and it has been performed by the New York Chorus. And we are doing it in the latter part of June. There are 33 songs that we have to learn. And it's difficult. I have not learned that much music all at once since I've been in the chorus for the last 35 years. We are looking forward to our presentation to the audience, and we hope that you will be there again the 17th of June, Saturday at 7 p.m. in West Hollywood Park for the free Gay Men's Chorus concert. And if there's nothing else, I think we're ready to adjourn. We stand adjourned.